Hello dear students, myself Mrs. Rajeshri Naik from BYK College of Commerce Nasik, working as a teacher of economics, welcomes you on our online lecture series for Standard 11 arranged by Gokhale Education Society Nasik. In the last online lecture, we have studied introduction part of chapter 1, meaning of economics, Kautilya's views on economics, and Adam Smith's wealth-oriented definition of economics. And today, in this online lecture, we are going to study about Professor Alfred Marshall's welfare-oriented definition of economics and Lionel Robbins' scarcity-oriented definition of economics. So, content of today's presentation is Professor Alfred Marshall's welfare-oriented definition of economics, and second, Lionel Robbins' scarcity-oriented definition of economics. Let us see the popular definition of economics by Professor Alfred Marshall. Neoclassical economist Professor Alfred Marshall has given the welfare-oriented definition of economics in the book entitled Principles of Economics, which was published in 1890. His definition states, economics is a study of mankind in the ordinary business of life. Economics is a study of mankind in the ordinary business of life. It examines that part of individual and social action which is closely connected with the attainment and use of material requisites of well-being. Now, I will explain this definition in a simple manner, in a simple language, in the form of key points of Marshall's definition. The first key point of Marshall's definition is study of an ordinary man. The second key point of definition is economics is a behavioral science. The third key point of Marshall's definition is study of material welfare. Now, material welfare means material welfare refers to the fact or state of having enough housing, clothing, food and possessions, etc. to live comfortably. And the fourth key point of Marshall's definition is economics is not simply a study of wealth. The gist of the above key points, according to Marshall, is for economics, wealth is not an end in itself. Wealth is not an end in itself, but it is only a means to an end. The end being the promotion of human welfare. In fact, Marshall tried to make the study of economics an engine of social betterment. In fact, Marshall tried to make the study of economics an engine of social betterment. According to Marshall, economics is concerned with a particular aspect of man's life. There are many aspects of man's life: social, religious, political, etc. Economics studies man's life in the ordinary business of life. The ordinary business of life means how a man gets his living and how he spends it. The ordinary business of life means how a man gets his living and how he spends it. According to Marshall, the primary object and aim of economics is the promotion of material welfare of man. It is thus clear that Marshall laid emphasis on material welfare as the primary concern of the science of economics. It is thus clear that Marshall laid emphasis on material welfare as the primary concern of the science of economics. Let us see the next popular definition of economics by Lionel Robbins. This is the most popular definition of economics. Robbins, in his book entitled An Essay on the Nature and Significance of Economic Science, published in 1932. It mentions about the scarcity-oriented definition of economics. According to Robbins, economics is a science which studies human behavior as a relationship between end and scarce, means which have alternative uses. The key points of Robbins definitions are: first one, wants means ends are unlimited. Second, means are comparatively limited. Third, wants are gradable on the basis of priority. And fourth, means have alternative uses. Now about the first one, wants means ends are unlimited. The first fact on which Robbins definition is based on that man's wants are unlimited. It is very important and fundamental fact of economic life of the people. In the real life of the people, there is no limit to their wants. When one want is satisfied, another want crops up. And important things to know about wants is that they are not of equal intensity. Some are more intense than others. It is because of the different intensities of the wants that people are able to allocate the resources to satisfy their different wants. Now, second key point, means are comparatively limited. The second element which gives rise to economic problem is that resources are scarce in relation to wants. The second element which gives rise to economic problem is that resources are scarce in relation to wants. Because of the resources are scarce, all wants cannot be satisfied. And therefore, human beings have to decide for the satisfaction of which wants the resources should be used and which ones should be left unfulfilled. It should be noted that means or resources here refer to natural productive resources, man-made capital goods, consumer goods, money and time available with men, etc. Most important lines. It should be noted that means or resources here refer to natural productive resources, man-made capital goods, consumer goods, money and time available with man, etc. Third key point, wants are gradable on the basis of priority. Though wants are unlimitedly large in number, all are not equally important. Some wants are more important and urgent than others. Therefore, wants can be arranged in a descending or diminishing order of importance or priority on the basis of individuals or society's preference. This is known as the scale of preference, which is subjective and therefore ends can be graded. This is known as scale of preference, which is subjective, therefore ends can be graded. A rational person will choose few important and urgent wants for satisfaction. For example, foods, clothing, shelter, etc. And less urgent wants can be rejected or their satisfaction can be postponed. Fourth key point of Robbins definition is means have alternative uses. In other words, the resources can be put to various uses. For instance, coal can be used as a fuel for the production of industrial goods. It can be used for running trains. It can be used for domestic cooking purposes and for so many other purposes. Likewise, monetary resources can be utilized for the production of essential consumer goods, for the production of capital goods, and for so many other goods. It has to be decided how the resources have to be allocated among different uses. It has to be decided how the resources have to be allocated among different uses. Economics is a science of choice. Economics is a science of choice. It follows from the definition of Robbins that economics is a science of choice. It deals with how the resources of society should be allocated to the satisfaction of different wants. Whenever the resources are scarce and the wants are many, the question of choice arises. Whenever the resources are scarce and the wants are many, the question of choice arises. The man has to choose between the wants to which resources are to be allocated. Thus, choice and cost are at the heart of economics. Thus, choice and cost are at the heart of economics. So, in today's lecture, we have covered Professor Alfred Marsh's welfare-oriented definition of economics and Leonel Robbins' scarcity-oriented definition of economics. That's it. In the next online lecture, we will go with branches of economics and basic concepts of microeconomics. Till then, have a great time. Thanking you.